Solido Builders in liquidation. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because the construction apocalypse is continuing and, well, we have another Queensland builder who's entered liquidation. This time, we'll jump over here and have a look at the notice. It's Solido Builders. And on the 24th of this month, notice was given that the company, it's resolved to be wound up and Michael Beck be appointed the liquidator. And let's have a look at their website. You can see they're a high-end architectural quality type of builder. So, high-end, expensive builds. Let's have a look at some of their projects. I mean, here we go. We can look at what one you want to look at, guys. Let's look at the Sunny House. I mean, that's a very, very cool, beautiful house that obviously they've spent a lot of time, well, designing, but even more time building. You've got very high-quality finishes here. I can just see the expense coming through in this. I mean, this is memorable. This is a memorable piece, and it's something that, well, will hold its value, you'd imagine, as a unique piece of architecture and a beautiful house. And it's, well, it's a sad sight that a builder that's doing such quality work is in liquidation now. Because there you go, look at this house here. Yeah, I don't know, I guess the raw brick, I mean, it is nice. It's nice. Let's have a look at Danny's house. Yeah, these are, some beautiful work. We have a look here from Sean Lockyer. There you go. It's not to everyone's taste. Some people will love it, some won't. I just see, I love these architectural shots of buildings, when you get the professional photographer. There's no toys, there's no kids. This is the retired life when the kids have all moved out or when you're selling it. So these are not dodgy builders. They wouldn't be working with these architects if they were. They wouldn't be getting recommended and winning tenders for this work if they were. So it's a sad sign. Queensland construction company, Solido Builders, joins a long list of construction firms biting the dust. There you go. I mean, this is, as I'm saying, we're in the middle of a construction apocalypse here. It's similar to the retail apocalypse. Now, before we get into this article, I want to remind everyone, and I know I'm going to be a broken record, but remember, this will be the first time some people have seen this. You've got to remember, when the government came to the rescue, when they intervened in the market so significantly to prop everything up, one thing they did was allow businesses to trade while insolvent. Another thing was JobKeeper, so they're propping up a whole lot of businesses. And we've been intervening and juicing the market for a very long time. 3% for the RBA used to be considered an emergency rate. We're now at 0.35. I know our Prime Minister certainly remembers that rate now. But there you go, 3% used to be emergency. So we're barely over 10% of that. Home builder, they juiced up the market. You've got states handing out money left, right, and centre to get people into housing. You can see the blue line at the bottom of this chart. That shows you the increase in building approvals. And now you've got Labor coming in with buying 40% of a house. You've got the government loan guarantees of 5% and 2%. We'll have to see if they still stay around. We had those super withdrawals. We didn't get them again. So you've got to remember that when we're hearing about all these builders going under. There's been a lot of stuff that's been building up to the situation we have now. The market's been overheated, guys. So then now you've got all these supply issues and labor issues thrown on top of it. It's just, they're probably doing the right thing when they signed the contracts time ago, if this is like some of the other builders, and it got away from them. They're probably doing the right thing, I think we need to change the way we procure residential buildings now. We need to have cost or material escalation clauses and labour escalation clauses. Over the weekend, Queensland construction firm Solido Builders revealed it had sadly appointed liquidators. The small Cleveland-based builder was founded by husband and wife duo John and Libby Haddocken in 2014. They said the business was too hard to keep going amid the ongoing industrial crisis, which included skyrocketing material and labour costs and long delays. Margins are already thin, especially for smaller builders, he said, according to the Courier Mail. We've made a loss on a few projects and decided the best thing was to wind up. Our subbies have been paid, We've not just pulled the rug out from under people. So this is sadder than anything, because it's a husband and wife team building a business that have been running for nearly a decade, 8 years. They've been doing some beautiful work, and it's just not worth it anymore, just with everything that's going on. The Cleveland-based company specialized in customized luxury homes. It is unclear how many builds were in the pipeline when they pulled the plug. I'd be shocked if there were many. They were contacted for comment. It comes amid a growing crisis in the construction sector, with half a dozen building companies forced to fold in the last few months, and we'll see some more, sadly. Queensland has been hit particularly hard by the failing construction sector. Last week, Gold Coast-based construction firm Pivotal Homes announced insolvency, 16 staff, and one customer. Yeah, we've read this in previous videos, and you can link to that below, guys. If you want to, well, no, I won't link to it. It'll be in the Construction Apocalypse playlist. 2 months ago in March, Condev, appointed liquidators. There was enough money in the company coffers to pay accounts for the next 3 months, but the decision was made to go into liquidation earlier so as not to hurt more people. Now, this is sad, but they're doing the sensible thing. How often have you heard of builders just keep going, keep building, taking money from one project, funneling it into another, and then burning out all these tradies and taking a whole lot of people down with them? That's what you hear, isn't it? December, Privium went bust. But it emerged added to the industry's general woes. Privium had also made an ill-advised $3 million punt on cryptocurrency. Yeah, that I remember that one. It wasn't, okay. It wasn't a punt on cryptocurrency. It was even stupider than that. At least crypto, you've got some liquidity and you can sell the stuff. They bought that bloody, that stupid thing. Bartercard, their version of crypto, which is just even stupider. I think you can only liquidate $100 of it a month or something. It's desperation. I'm not a fan of Bartercard, you may tell. Liquidators FTI Consulting concluded Privium had likely been trading while insolvent since August 2021. There you go. Well, they all got used to it. They all got forgiven. Now the ATO is going to start hitting all the people again, all these small businesses. So we're going to see more and more businesses go bust. Because you may think it's all right, you keep going, but then boom, taxes hit. At the time of the collapse, Privium chief executive and founder Rob Harder said he was deeply sorry. So yeah. The construction industry has been hit badly by collapses this year. An industry insider told news.com.au earlier this year that half of Australia's building companies are on the brink of collapse as they trade insolvent, and it could see thousands of people's homes impacted in the coming months. Supply chain issues as well as rising prices to building materials has resulted in ballooning costs and long delays, making it nearly impossible to turn back to break even, let alone make a profit in this market. Yeah, I mean, it's a profitless boom for most people, everyone. Building isn't the money printing business some people imagine. It's a high risk business. Industry giant ProBuild sent shockwaves around the country when it went into liquidation earlier this year. Smaller operators like Contando Homes and Perth firms Home Innovation Builders and New Sensation Homes, as well as Sydney-based firm Next, have also collapsed, leaving homeowners out of pocket and with unfinished houses. And earlier this month, rumours began to circulate that Australia's largest construction company, Metricon Homes, has entered crisis talks. Metricon strongly denied claims they were on the brink of collapse. Since then, they've secured a huge injection of $30 million from its shareholders to shore up its balance sheet. That's good for Metricon. But the fact that they needed that, shouldn't that be a bit worrying? New South Wales Premier Dominic Perriotti also threw his weight behind Metricon last week, revealing the New South Wales government would consider a bailout for the company if necessary. There you go. Too big to fail. Too big to fail. This is why, guys, housing, it's government backed pretty much in Australia. That's what it is. And that would be the expectations. I would bet you the wider community, the majority of people would want the government to intervene on a private business like this scale. I bet you, I'll put a poll on my channel, but, you know, my audience, I imagine you'd have a larger proportion of people that would be more, shall we say, less interventionist in the economy than others. But I should put on Facebook or something, or you know, where all the normies hang out. I bet you the majority of people would want the government to intervene. And they don't realize all the messes that we've had, all the mess in the industry that's manifesting now has come out of and been exacerbated by government interventions in the market. Metricon Homes employs about 2,500 staff across Australia and has 4,000 houses currently under construction. So let's have a talk about this one, guys. Now, here's the consideration. Here's the question I'll put to you. We're seeing builder after builder start to liquidate, fall over, or collapse. They're having issues with supply. They're having issues with labor. They're having issues with escalating costs. Now, if let's theory craft here a little bit. If we get the continued calls for increased immigration that are coming in, we saw it yesterday in some articles. The Premier of New South Wales called for it. We'll see more and more of it. There's going to be calls from the industry. Even the universities will call for more students here. They're so dependent on foreign students to prop up their businesses. Now, if we start seeing that demand slowly flood over, and, you know, guys, Australia is still, we've got it pretty good here. Okay, it's still pretty good. So people start coming to Australia. But then we've got all these builders that have slowly been on the edge or have started going bust. And we've got a decrease in the ability to build housing stock to meet this influx of population growth. What do you think will happen to our housing market? What do you think will happen to our property prices? You think that might, you know, supercharge or have a positive impact on prices, lift them up a little bit? Maybe not just the rest, this slight fall that we've had. You tell me, guys. I'm just trying to put the pieces together, and I assume what is the most interventionist approach the government could do. And remember, we've got the Greens and Labor in power, and Labor haven't secured a majority yet. Not yet. Maybe they'll have to get in bed with the Teals or the Greens. What will happen then? That's something to keep an eye on, guys. And this is a sad situation. It looks like a really good builder that's gone under, but they did the right thing. They saw the writing was on the wall, and they didn't take other people down with them. So we can commend them for that and wish them all the best. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I find and put together here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up using our referral links for Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband, or contact us if you need any architectural support. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And, well, no, I don't have good news for the next video. It's a sad one, too. We'll get some good news eventually. Oh, well. Hey, at least my coffee's still cheap. I took the kids to the park this morning. That was fun.